Hey guys, Ron from FunctionBuilt-Aquatics. I'm shooting this video of the 40-gallon Riparium to discuss a problem that started to arise about a month and a half ago. That problem was with black algae growth. The black algae was not only growing on the glass, but it was growing on the wood, especially on the plants itself. Where it became a big problem is when the algae growth was on the Java moss, eventually choking the Java moss from the light, having it turn white and disintegrate altogether. So I started a process of elimination to figure out what the problem was and the source. Would the substrate be causing it with the sand and the soil? Well, sand does leak silicates into the water, so it's very possible that the silicates will feed algae, but they would not necessarily be the direct cause. They would just feed the problem. Could the soil be the problem? Could it be leaching nutrients? Sometimes yes, but still the algae has to have a foothold at some point more than the plants do for it to overgrow and outgrow the plants. Was I doing enough water changes? Yes, I weekly do water changes on my tank using RO and DI water. I occasionally condition that water with some organic baking soda and occasionally also some aquarium salt, depending on what setup the water's going into. Could the lighting be the problem? The Kessel lighting on this tank, I found that we're scheduled to be on for 15 hours per day. So the photo period could be causing the problem and could actually be making the problem worse. So I cut that back down to 10 hours a day, and I was willing to go to 8 hours a day if need be. Was I overfeeding the fish? Now we all know in this hobby we tend to overfeed our fish willingly and unwillingly. So we cut back on the feedings and cut back on the processed fish foods that we use too. The problem was, this tank was getting direct sunlight from an adjacent window, and that window was shining light on this tank for 6 to 7 hours a day, direct sunlight. So, keep your tanks out of direct sunlight. It will not help your cause. Cut your photo period, maintain your water changes, and do not overfeed your tanks. This tank finally is back to where it should be,